Has this ever happened to you? You're working on a mix and you need to add a little special something to a vocal track, so you add a saturator plugin on there. And then it's a little bit too bright, so then you add a low pass filter. And then it doesn't quite sit in the track, so you add some reverb. And it sounds cool, but you want a little bit of echo or slapback in the background, so you throw that on there. And then you want all the detail of all that stuff from the front to go through the saturator, so you throw a super smashed up compressor in front of it. And then you want all those echoes and reverb and all that stuff to be just the same level as your vocal, so you throw a compressor on the back end. And then, before you know it, you have 15 plugins stacked up, and it sounds awesome. But then you think, well, this would be great on my acoustic guitar in the verse too. So now you're copying over 10 different plugins, filling up all of your inserts, and it's a hassle. And you just want to move quick and get a cool sound and move on with your life. So I want to introduce you to our new plugin, Pumpkin Spice Latte. A simple and easy to use saturator, warmth filter, ambience, delay, echo, super smash compressor, level output plugin. This plugin will get you there quick with just the right amount of tools to get the job done, and it's hard to make this thing sound bad on anything. So you want to know what it sounds like? Well, it sounds like this. And it can also do this. And it sounds like this. So there are a bunch of different things you can do with this plugin. It can be cozy or it can be chaotic, and the feature set will make it universal for just about any track. So I just want to walk you through some basic controls so you know how this thing works, and then you can get playing with it. On the front panel here, we have the Spice control, and this is our tube console style saturation. And at the 0 point, you're still getting a little bit of that crunchy tubeness, and as you increase it, it can get pretty wild to a fuzzy saturation. And then below it here, we have the warmth filter, and this is a filter network that is going to add a low pass to get rid of all those harsh frequencies that you may not want, and at the same time also giving you a little sparkle at the top to add some air to that warmth. Next we have whipped cream, which is a reverb ambience, and this is just a single setting of small space that I thought sounded wonderful for my lo-fi effect. It's a wet dry blend, so 0% is going to be no reverb and 100% is going to be all reverb in your signal. Then below that we have the cinnamon slapback. I love putting some kind of short echo on my vocal tracks or a guitar track. Just adds another dimension that I really enjoy. And then, of course, on the back we have more fun stuff and fine detailed control over these settings. So for the slapback, we have a feedback control, so the amount of repeats that you have, and then also the delay time. It was so much fun to use just as a slap that we decided to make it a full-on echo, so you can go all the way up to 2000 milliseconds delay. And we also have a tap delay on the front. You just tap the cup and you can tap your tempo to the rhythm of the song. Then below that we have a switch for the position of the warmth filter. We can set this either pre or post saturation. So by setting it pre, you're going to cut off high frequencies from the original source before it hits the saturation, and then you're going to let all those harmonics at the top end that are generated by the saturator come through. And then in the post setting, it will then put the filter after the saturation, so it can create a much warmer saturation by dulling down those harmonics. And then of course, my favorite thing in the back here is the espresso shot, and this is going to slap a super smashy compressor to the input signal before it reaches the saturator. And although this may round off some of the peaks, it's going to bring up all that detail at the bottom to run through the saturation and create some really, really wild distortion effects. So in a nutshell, that's Pumpkin Spice Latte, the super easy saturation, lo-fi, ambience, echo, delay, compressor plugin. I'm enjoying this on a bunch of tracks, and I think you guys will too. So check it out and let us know what you think.